Before we start, I've just been asked to make an announcement to please not use the center aisle up here during the ceremony. If you need to leave for whatever reason, please use the side doors. Thank you. First, I'd like to recognize the presence of Dr. Glenn Jacobs, our Provost, Dr. Neil Olson, the Dean of the School of Veterinary Medicine, Dr. Daniel Gibbons, our keynote speaker, Dr. Lucy Clunes, the Dean of Students, Dr. Lucy Eugene, Dean of the School of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Brendan Lagrenade, Vice Provost for Institutional Advancement, Dr. Sitesh Badesi, representing Dr. Callum McPherson, Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Nitsa Topal, representing Dr. Marios Lucas, Dean of the School of Medicine, and Dr. Kimon Cummings, Chief Veterinary Officer, Ministry of Agriculture and Lands. Other faculty members who are here, as well as staff, specially invited guests, parents, students, ladies and gentlemen. I also wish to acknowledge all SGU SVM faculty and graduates present and invite them all to stand. My name is Francesca Ivaldi. I'm a member of the Small Animal Medicine and Surgery Department. I'm a clinician at the Small Animal Clinic, and I head up the clinical skills curriculum. I'm also a very proud alumnus of SGU, School of Veterinary Medicine. It is my honor to be your MC this morning for this momentous occasion in which you will be officially inducted into the SGU SVM community. I've had the great pleasure of having already met and interacted with you all during our clinical skills labs, the most recent of which was yesterday afternoon. So hi again. During one of our first lab sessions, you were set out on a treasure hunt. Volunteers were requested to act as group leads, and those group leads then had to pick their scavenger hunt team, work together to find certain landmarks around campus. The team lead was also tasked with learning the names and a fun fact for each team member to be shared with the rest of the class once the exercise was completed. Through this exercise, we learned just a little bit about each other, including shared places of origin, shared interests, shared goals. From who likes to bowl, who lives for music, who shares a love of giraffes, and who is absolutely obsessed with horses. The list goes on. I could be up here all day. VetMed is a relatively small community, so please continue building bonds with your classmates, schoolmates, faculty, learn about each other. The bonds that you forge here will continue throughout your career. Sometimes you'll be the team lead, and sometimes you'll be a supportive member, but you'll always be part of the team. You come from a variety of places with varied backgrounds and experiences. Vet school can be challenging with the type and amount of information you're asked to internalize. In our most recent lab, your willingness to support each other really shone through. Those with more experience making every effort to assist your colleagues who were having a hard time with an awkward skill. Hand gestures, miming, mimicry, or even explaining things in a different language for each other. Just keep supporting each other in your learning, but also in your wellness. Join student groups that interest you. Get out and enjoy Grenada and what it has to offer. 3 years seems like a really long time, but it goes by so quickly. Don't spend all your time closed away studying. Your brain needs rest and fun too. Go to the beach, go visit the chocolate factory, go visit the chocolate shop in St. George's, take a bus, take a Grenada bus, experience it. Foster, or even better, adopt a pothound or a potcat. After all, you'll need a souvenir for when you go. Stay motivated to learn, stay curious, and take advantage of the support services offered through SGU. Don't be afraid to approach your faculty. We want you to succeed and to realize your dream of becoming a veterinarian. It's a great adventure, and you're at the beginning of it. I wish you all the very best on this exciting, life-changing journey, and I look forward to seeing you all become amazing veterinarians. A brief history of SGU-SVM. St. George's University School of Veterinary Medicine aims to offer exceptional opportunities for veterinary education and graduate studies for students from an international community comparable to the finest veterinary programs available in the US or elsewhere. We aim to provide professional services to Grenada and other Caribbean locales while establishing a reputation for research and educational excellence. SGU's School of Veterinary Medicine accepted its first class in August of 1999 and has accepted 2 classes each year since then. SGU-SVM conducts its 1st through 6th term classes on the True Blue campus here in Grenada. Students then complete their 4th year clinical training at one of 31 affiliated universities in the US, UK, Canada, Ireland, or Australia. 2005 marked a milestone for the SVM when the Society of Phi Zeta, the National Veterinary Honor Society for veterinary faculty and students, installed its first international chapter at St. George's University. To date, SGU-SVM has over 2,000 graduates from all over the world, including, get ready, the USA, UK, Canada, Sweden, Ireland, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Barbados, Bermuda, Jamaica, Venezuela, Russia, Mexico, Colombia, Japan, Lesotho, Portugal, Germany, Botswana, Pakistan, South Africa, and Israel, who are licensed to practice in 41 states in the US, UK, Canada, and Grenada. In September 2011, the American Veterinary Medical Association Council on Education, or AVMA-COE, announced its full accreditation of the university's Doctor of Veterinary program for 7 years. The DVM program was reaccredited by the AVMA-COE in October of 2018 for a further 7 years and is currently preparing for a site visit for accreditation by the AVMA-COE in April of this year. In 2016, the American Animal Hospital Association, or AAHA, gave its stamp of approval accrediting the School of Veterinary Medicine Small Animal Clinic for 2 years, making it the 2nd practice outside of the United States and Canada to earn the distinction. The clinic was reaccredited for 3 years by the AAHA in January 2019 and again in December 2022 for 3 more years. SGU-SVM continues to strive towards establishing leading-edge veterinary knowledge, expanding its curriculum, and leveraging new technology in state-of-the-art laboratories and classrooms. It is my pleasure now to welcome to the podium Dr. Glenn Jacobs, Provost of St. George's University, who brings greetings from the university administration.
Thank you, Francesca. Good morning. On behalf of St. George's University, I would like to welcome all of you to SGU and to the island of Grenada. Now, a special word of welcome to all our parents, family, and friends present here today. This is indeed a memorable day for all of you, and I would like to acknowledge you for what you have done for your student. I am sure you are very proud of them and they of you. And I really hope that you are enjoying your time here on the island. As Francesca already said, there's so many nice things to do and to partake in, and hopefully you are getting good memories of this island. Now, you are fortunate to be visiting us during a very special time in Grenada. This year, Grenada is celebrating its 51st anniversary of independence, and that's actually happening February the 7th, next Friday. You might have noticed all the red, green, and gold colors here at the school on campus and around the island. And we here at SGU are happy to celebrate this event with the community of Grenada. You might have wondered what the colors stand for. Some of you might know, and students, it's a good thing to at least be familiar with this. The green represents the island's vegetation and agriculture. The red stands for courage and vitality. And the gold yellow reflects the warmth and wisdom of this nation. I will get back to that word wisdom in a short while. Now, students, I'm very happy to welcome you in person here today. I know you from all over the place, and this is a new experience, even if it's just the heat, which is obviously not very hot at the moment in Grenada, but it's a lot better and warmer than some of the areas you come from, especially there in Canada. But I hope you are enjoying your time here as you arrived in Grenada. I won't be addressing you that often. The next time I probably speak to you as a group will be during your graduation. You will be amazed how quickly that will be. Now, others are going to speak to you today about the meaning of the white coat, so I won't go into that. But if I look at you sitting here in front of me, I can see and I know you have come here with great intellect. You have, and you will gain lots of knowledge while being at SGU. But I trust that during your time here, you will also develop, and getting back to that word, wisdom. Wisdom's an important word. You find it all over. People speak about wisdom continuously because it's very relevant to how we live and what we do. John Esau's best-selling author explains it so well in his book, The 5 Secrets You Must Know Before You Die. Wisdom is different and fundamentally more important than knowledge. Knowledge is just the accumulation of facts, where wisdom is the ability to discern what matters and what does not matter. Now, unless we can discover what really matters, we cannot truly find the meaning of life. Okay? Now, that's a little bit more serious. I could make it a much more light-hearted comment. I was looking at social media the other day. Yeah, I also understand all those things a little bit, the TikTok and whichever one you are interested in. And here came up this little snippet. It's actually a sports person that said it. I don't know what's his name, but I think he was a rugby player. And I hope I've got this right. He said intelligence is knowing that a fruit, that a tomato or tomato is a fruit. That's intelligence. Wisdom is to know not to put it in a fruit salad. So just keep that in mind if you forgot everything else I said. So as you put on your white coat today, it is a symbol of all the hard work that you have put in to reach this point. Your white coat signifies a commitment not only to acquiring knowledge, but to practicing discipline and applying wisdom in everything you do. So enjoy the island, take time to explore Grenada, and to get to know this great community. So cherish and enjoy this special day. You deserve it. Once again, congratulations. It is now my pleasure to invite to the stage Dr. Neil Olson, the Dean of the School of Veterinary Medicine.
Thank you, Dr. Jacobs. It is my pleasure and privilege to also welcome you to St. George's University. To our students, today is your next step along the road of realizing your dream of becoming a veterinarian. I want to thank especially to all parents and family members who have helped and nurtured this incoming class of veterinary students. This white coat ceremony is a symbolic representation of your entry into the profession of veterinary medicine and a demonstration of your commitment to upholding the code of professional conduct expected of medical professionals. At the School of Veterinary Medicine, there is no doubt as to what our collective job number one is, and that's to educate veterinary students. Our primary role is to prepare students to not only become licensed veterinarians, but to also become leaders in the many facets of career opportunities that our dynamic profession offers. I love saying, it is truly an exciting time to be a veterinarian. I said that 50 years ago when I graduated. I say the same thing today. It is truly an exciting time to embrace change within our profession. To the graduating class of 2029, oh, that sounds like a long ways away. But as the Provost indicated, it's going to come fast and furious. There are many aspects of becoming a veterinarian you will soon encounter, class of 2029, that go beyond the diagnosis and treatment of animal maladies and preventative care. In fact, I would argue that the veterinary profession is very much a people-oriented profession. Your success as a veterinarian will have more to do with your interactions with people than any other single variable. The cats, the dogs, the cows, and the horses don't pay the bills. People pay the bills. In closing, I look forward to greeting you on your graduation in New York. I look forward to working with you as future alumni as we navigate through the challenges and opportunities that surface in our changing environment. The experiences you will have at St. George's University will serve to enrich you personally and professionally. You've all worked diligently to come to this place, and I wish you every success as you strive to excel in the pursuit of knowledge, skills, and attributes, and wisdom necessary for your career. Best of luck to you, and I congratulate you on reaching this milestone. Now, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker today, Dr. Dan Givens. Dr. Givens is currently Dean of the Virginia, Maryland College of Veterinary Medicine, located at Virginia Tech. Previously, at Auburn University, he completed a residency, a PhD in biomedical science, and an NIH-funded postdoctoral fellowship. Dr. Givens is a diplomat of the American College of Veterinary Microbiologists and the American College of Theriogenologists. He has conducted applied research in infectious diseases that affect reproduction in cattle. Throughout his 28 years as a faculty member, Dr. Givens has interacted with students in classrooms, laboratories, clinical rotations, and assisted clients through clinical service and consultations. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Givens with a thunderous round of applause.
Thanks so much, Dean Olson. Congratulations to students in St. George's University class of 2029. January 2029 is going to be here before you know it. This is an exciting time for you, for your friends and family in the audience. You've been waiting for this juncture, for you to embark in an official, symbolic way on your path through veterinary medical education. I think it's important for us to formally recognize something. For a period of time in your life, your goal was to get into vet school, to access that education. You need to very clearly and mentally shift that goal. Your goal is not simply to access the education. Your goal now is to become an outstanding veterinarian. In shifting that focus, you have to gain knowledge. You have to gain the wisdom that has been described. And I want to ask and encourage you very clearly and specifically so that you can succeed in becoming that outstanding veterinarian that you desire to be, to do three things. I'm going to ask you to reject one thing. I'm going to ask you to cultivate and demonstrate one thing, and I'm going to ask you to practice one thing. So let's get started on this. What's the thing that I'm going to ask you to reject? And I'm going to ask you to reject this, and I'm going to ask your faculty to reject this, because it is something that is so easy for all of us to fall into. I'm going to ask you to reject the principle of reciprocity. What do I mean by that? It's probably, you all know those things that are best understood if you can understand their opposite. As I ask you to reject the principle of reciprocity, I'm going to communicate that to you by focusing on the opposite. The opposite was probably best summarized by Stephen Kincaid, an outstanding faculty member that I had back in the dark ages when we chiseled on stone tablets. This was an anatomy professor, an outstanding anatomy professor, Stephen Kincaid, who wrote upon receiving a National Teaching Award. He wrote, in essence, educational experiences are most effective when students consider that they have 100% of the responsibility and accountability for learning, and when faculty consider that they have 100% of the responsibility and accountability for learning. You see, the principle of, yeah, I saw a puzzle look there. How can both have 100% responsibility? If students go into the educational encounter considering this thing is my responsibility to learn, and faculty go into the educational encounter considering this is my responsibility to ensure learning, the thing works. The problem is there's going to be a day where you come into the classroom and you're just not as prepared as you would like, you're not as focused as you would like, you're not as passionate as you would like. If your faculty member sees that and says, they really don't care, I spent all this time preparing and I'm no longer motivated to do a good job delivering the educational encounter, it's going to begin a problematic downward spiral. It's also the same is true. One day you're going to walk into class passionate, focused, and motivated. You're going to have a faculty member who's had a bad day. We all have life experiences that impact our interaction during those educational encounters. If you walk into the classroom focused and you have a faculty member, they're having a bad day. And as you walk in, you say, they must not care about this educational encounter, therefore I'm not going to care about it. That's going to be an issue. You're not going to gain the knowledge and wisdom you need to be an outstanding veterinarian if you embrace the principle of reciprocity. If you only say, I'm only going to be as focused as my faculty are focused. Some days, they're going to raise you to a level you cannot imagine. But please reject the principle of reciprocity. That same principle applies in the exam room. So we've gone through the first thing, reject the principle of reciprocity. What is the thing that I'm going to ask you to cultivate and demonstrate? I'm going to ask you that you cultivate and demonstrate caring. It's already been summarized here. Caring for your classmates, caring for yourself, caring for the community of Grenada that you find yourself embedded in for these 3 years. I'm going to really encourage you to care, to cultivate and demonstrate caring. Why do I do that? The first thing I encourage you to do was reject that principle of reciprocity so you can get the knowledge and the wisdom that you need. The second one is to cultivate and demonstrate caring. Why? Because your clients will not care how much you know until they know how much you care. They won't. If you, and some of you all have been working in practices for years, and you've seen it and you know it. It's somewhat of a challenging thing. As a veterinarian, you will receive more thank you notes from clients for euthanizing a beloved pet than you will for anything else. Because that's when they know that you cared. When you sat there on the floor of the exam room with them and they were crying because this was a beloved companion who helped them through difficult stages in life, they knew that you cared when you were sitting there and you weren't rushing through it and you weren't withdrawing from the pain and anguish. So you need the knowledge, you need the wisdom, but you need the caring. You need the caring for the patients. You need the caring for the clients. If you don't cultivate that throughout your life, if you don't cultivate that aspect of caring for your classmates, caring for yourself, you're going to find it really difficult to care for your clients. You're going to have some great clients. You're also going to have some challenging clients. When you hit the challenging clients, don't forget to reject the principle of reciprocity. Don't just care about the clients that care about you. Try to care for the ones that are really frustrated. You're going to have some that are really frustrated that you never get their full story. I can remember the client who, when their dog was diagnosed with cancer, they were so mad and frustrated with me. They were not kind to me. And then I learned that they had previously had a spouse die of cancer. And the diagnosis of cancer in their dog brought all of that frustration back, and they needed somebody, something, someone to pour it out on. So they poured some of their frustration out on me. And you continue to care because you reject the principle of reciprocity. And in caring for that client, you do great, good work as an outstanding veterinarian. The third and last point that I have for you is that thing that I'm going to ask you all to practice. And your faculty here at St. George's are going to cultivate this in you in a great way. The thing that I will ask you to practice is what is commonly called today in veterinary medicine the spectrum of care. That's a little bit of a new terminology. It's something that has been practiced for many, many years, especially in rural communities. Spectrum of care, in essence, means you never say to the client, "There's nothing I can do." You see, different clients will have different financial ability, they will have different support systems, they will have different parameters that will dictate whether or not they can have pins and plates put in the fractured leg, or whether they need to really request you to use your skills to place a cast or a splint. As you have the discussion with the client, it's even a problem if you use the words, well, the gold standard treatment would be X. Because if the gold standard treatment is unattainable because of resources available, you have in essence just cursed that individual, that person, with carrying the weight and the burden that I couldn't do good enough for this animal that I loved and cared for so much. You see, learn the spectrum of care. Learn how to do a good job placing a splint, placing a cast. Yes, absolutely, learn the orthopedic procedures of placing pins and compression plates and all of that. But understand that when you're talking with the client, don't make assumptions. Offer them all of the options that you and your client collaboratively choose to care well for their pet is the gold standard. That's the best option for that pet. So as you go through your program, I would ask you to reject the principle of reciprocity. I would ask that you cultivate and demonstrate caring for your classmates, for yourself, for the community that you find yourself in. And I would ask you to practice the spectrum of care, to care well for all of the animals, and especially all of the clients that you encounter in this great journey that is veterinary medicine. So in closing, I will quote from a well-known individual, Dr. Seuss, and say to you, Be your name Bucksbaum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai Alley Van Allen O'Shea, you're off to great places. You're off and away. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Dr. Givens, for those inspiring words. Based on recommendations made by the AVMA, our school introduced a professionalisms course for the incoming class, and its first component, a 2-day professional attributes workshop called PAUSE, was recently completed. A slideshow from this term's PAUSE will be shown later on in the ceremony. It is befitting that after completion of this professionalism workshop, you are officially welcomed into the Veterinary Society. The white coat serves as a symbol of professionalism, and to welcome each of you to the veterinary medical profession, SGU SVM will now present you with a white coat. It symbolizes your entry to the profession and your commitment to uphold the duties of the profession. Coating at the white coat ceremony is considered to be an honor and must be pre-approved. To assist with coating, I now invite to the stage Dr. Mohammed Bayat, Associate Dean of Students, SVM, Dr. Rodolfo Brulde, Chair of the Small Animal Medicine and Surgery Department of the SVM, Dr. Narendra Rupnarayan, Associate Professor, Anatomy, Physiology, and Pharmacology Department, SVM, Dr. Satish Bidesi, Interim Chair, Large Animal Medicine and Surgery Department, SVM, Dr. Naomi Winchester, Instructor, Large Animal Medicine and Surgery Department, SVM, Dr. Lucianne Thomas, Small Animal Medicine and Surgery, SVM, our fabulous keynote speaker, Dr. Dan Givens, and I will also be joining. I also invite Dean Olson to the stage to extend congratulations to each incoming student. In recognition of our international enrollment, Dr. Tara Patterson, Associate Dean of the 4th Year Clinical Training, will call each student by name. Please hold your applause until all students have been coated. For safety, we ask the audience to kindly remain seated and not interrupt the ceremony by taking pictures in the forward section of the hall. Thank you so much for your cooperation.
Good morning. Let us begin. Tiana Guzzo. We'll ask that you hold your applause and your cheers until we have all 8 students in front of their coders, or else we might be here till 3 o'clock this afternoon. Madison Schaefer. Lauren Schulk. Alana McGrath. Jennifer Manescu. Alexa Nemeth. Andira Dalalba Puente Vega. Diana Carolina Navarez. Margie Tapek. Rosemary Solorzano. Kingsley Magana Mais. Isabel Sheehy. Alexa Barker. Mason Barrett. Ariel Hammers. Caroline Bruder. Merce de Jesus. Rachel Krieger. Triana Garcia. Joshin Bath. William Gwynn. Nick Fanton. Alan Soto Gonzalez. Brant Peace. Jonathan Gordon. Owen Curry. Nikhil Patel. Megan Pratt. Autumn Audette. Ashley Walters. Taylor Battaglia, and Courtney Lee. Melody Irvin. Pratham Patel. Carolyn Vu. Lisa Osterman. Sydney Epley. Yesenia Corona. Ariana Velasco. Hannah Esqueta. Catherine Fernandez. Kelly Stephanie Barrera. Gazandra Nazario. Michaela Davis. Michaela Bird. Amanda Hong. Sophia Moore. Kelly Maniello. Sophia Larotich Hettenkofer. Joyce Lung. Hallie Broughton. Chloe Govero. Bo Nicole Bulia. Liliana Daly. Amber Dean. Yu Hen Lau. Morgan Menard. Nadine Garcia. Samantha Dixon. Eric Matasevich. Danny Morquecho. Mads Rasmussen. Michael Jeffus. Bailey Milligan. Jasmine Yolte. Morgan Jensen. Jessica Seguin. Marley Sater. Aiden Bradley. Trifina Isaruso. Savannah Aborki. And Miles Romaine. Tyler Ricks. Shannon Canavan. Fiona Duckworth. Valerie Yu. McKenna Stack. Ariana Millsap. Kiara Smith. Maria Sanchez Acosta. Nicole Bonilla Lamboy. Cindy Gonzalez. Lori Ross Rodriguez. Cameron Williams. Jonathan Kelly. Sarah Gallen. Elisa Martinez. Kat Davis. Stacy Hansel and Kai. Reagan Hale. Gina Vasquez. Emerald King. Jaden Fields. Hunter Strickland. Ben Greenberg. Cassidy Scott. Luis Saldaña. Charisma Hammond. Michaela Garrica-Beitia. Georgette Oliver. Eric Parker. Ana Luisa Rivera Diaz. Olivia Kuzas. Allison Harbridge. Caitlin Kelly. Sarah Shodel. Michael Nichter. Jennifer Lopez Crawford. Madison Johnson. Helen Jimenez. Leah Lobbs. Tyler Whitaker. Natalia Martinez. Michael Mercer. Daniela Gonzalez. Mason Moon. Matthew Beach. Julia Ramos. Kyle Kowalczyk. Lydia McIntyre. Varun Sathya Narayanan. Fernando Regalado. Ricardo Shafran Blanco. Hunter Bell. Grace Choi. Courtney Dwertman. Daniel Potter. Catherine Elizabeth Joyce. Ricardo Medina Soler. Mackenzie Giffen. Braxton Stone. Lilia Grage. Juliana Putman. Helen Avila. Chelsea Sankaran. Taylor Ponak. Melis Ardoan. Claudia Martha Kotana. Guntas Oberoi. Zachary Kubayas. Caramar Ruiz Arroyo. Zuleika Munoz Gonzalez. Emily Miller. Megan McDonald. William Meninga. Hannah Bruner. Laura Honick. Amber Warsham. Natalia Valentina Chin. Sarah Burrow. Amy Musso. Tyler Newen. Haley Cook. Mackenzie Matkey. Holland Larson. Ashley Klein. Krista Van Leuven. Kate Ramos. Bhagat Singh Rondawa. Timothy Ladd. Kaylin Hargis. Shannon Sachs. Mackenzie Shade. Lily Coster. Skylar Promer. Catalina Corral. Apologies, Catalina Corral. Erica Seacrest. Audrey Patzner. Sean McGill. Joshua Pivovarchek. Elizabeth Ross. Yesa Juarez. Bailey Sawyer. Bailey Willis. we would like to thank the coders for coding our Term 1 veterinary students, and we will now call up our Term 1 students who are accompanied by their special coders. Sarah Winton will be coded by her mentor, Dr. Patricia Humphrey. Brittany Henson to be coded by her husband, Dr. Charles Henson. Zachary Madden to be coded by his father, Dr. Eric Madden. Brooke Daniels to be coded by her mentor and 2018 SGU SVM graduate, Dr. Katie Nelson. Savannah McCatchy to be coded by her mentor, Dr. Alice Emberton. And last but not least, Grace Lamb to be coded by her mentor, Dr. Brett Adams. Congratulations to the class of 2029.
I now invite Dr. Christiane Shaw, Assistant Professor, Small Animal Clinic, St. George's University, to lead the students in reciting aloud the professional commitment.
Good morning. Please stand, students. You can find the professional commitment on your sheets. Oh, and all faculty and veterinarians that are with us. Being accepted into the profession of veterinary medicine, I solemnly swear to further my knowledge and skills for the benefit of society through the protection of animal health, the relief of animal suffering, the conservation of animal resources, the promotion of public health, and the advancement of medical knowledge. I will conduct my studies conscientiously with dignity and keeping in the principles of veterinary medical ethics. I accept my responsibility to assist my colleagues to achieve our mutual goals. I acknowledge my obligation to adhere to the university's honor code and to conduct myself with integrity in an ethical manner at all times. It is a privilege to have been given the opportunity to become a veterinarian. I will be ever conscious of that privilege and never abuse it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Shaw. Students, please be seated. So exciting. As you've heard, the incoming class has just completed a professional attributes workshop known as PAWS. Woo! Aside from your technical veterinary skills, PAWS focuses on the development of those life skills needed for success: communication, teamwork, and professionalism. To be a successful veterinarian, you need to have excellent people skills, you need to be a responsible member of a team, and you also need to be a servant leader. Without these skills, we will fail to fulfill our veterinary obligations. To be an advocate for those who cannot speak for themselves, our animal patients, and to use our skills for the benefit of society. The PAWS student facilitators will now share some of this experience with you through a special presentation.